Hey, welcome back to the Digital Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Dog Impossible. This is a docuseries, National Geographic. It is, I don't know how many seasons long, man. It is 2 seasons long, at least here on Disney Plus. If there's more, I am not aware of them. They're about 45 minutes long each, give or take, and features Matt Beisner right there. He is a kind of a Zen dog trainer in Los Angeles. However, it's closed now. After the whole Dance Moms Abbey studio refurbishment thing, I decided whenever there's something that deals with a business that's on these things that I watch, I figured I'm going to look them up to see how they're doing. Unfortunately, it's permanently closed here in Los Angeles. If it's opened up under a different name or a different location, who knows? Maybe that's what it is. But there's no longer a thing called the Zen Dog uh, place here in LA. But yeah, this is a series that, after yesterday with Dr. Doolittle. This is about people who, not just Matt here, people, it's a team of people who basically work to communicate with animals, primarily dogs here. Well, that's why the show is called Dog Impossible. Dealing with dogs when you can't literally talk to them or hear what they're saying. There's no Norm Macdonald talking through this guy right here. So what do you do when you're doing what do you do when you're talking to these? There's plenty of dog whisperers out there. Cesar Millan is well known, but this guy does kind of some unconventional things. He kind of puts himself in the place, it just in some sometimes dangerous situations where he has to enforce things, not through punishment but through giving the dog attention when they are being calm. You might say, well, they're just always a B word. They're always out of control, and you get about a half dozen examples in just this one episode. Between one guy who has a pit bull, well, one young couple has a pit bull, and another couple who has 5 English bulldogs. So yeah, but this one dog, even though he has a buddy right along with him in the house, he is always out of control. He is always attacking and biting, and it's not a good thing. And it's the kind of thing, as a pit bull, you don't want them just randomly biting people, because it's the kind of dog that's put down most in Los Angeles. Normally, dogs are not naturally aggressive monsters. A lot of them act out of fear and out of a need to protect themselves. And especially if you come from a bad background where the young couple got the animal, got their boy. Sometimes when you get them from shady sellers, their background isn't so great. That is a very double-speak way of just saying, adopt from some places that are not so shady. Okay, I mean, because they love the dog, and he can be a good boy, but what can you do? Uh, so you bring in Matt, and he has been able to a certain degree get him to act more calmly around other people, around humans, strange people he doesn't know, and also other dogs. Now, he's still wearing a muzzle at the end of the episode, where at least he's not asking to take the muzzle off. And again, when I say asking, he's not talking like Norm Macdonald. He is just sort of brushing up against his owner, his human, and like, get this off of me. Come on, get it off of me. I want to mess him up. He's not doing that, so that's good. That's great. That's better. It's an improvement. And I don't think the point of each of these episodes is to suddenly go from terror dog to complete angel. Like, it doesn't happen. It usually can't happen in the span of time they want to spend on these kind of projects for an episode. At best, some of these might get a few weeks, maybe a month. When they check back in. In fact, the ones with the French Bulldogs, a couple with the French Bulldogs, they're aggressive to each other. One is just in constant fear. One is just a bully, and the other one's just sort of follows suit in many ways, and it becomes just a nerve-wracking mess. So, how they handle that? Well, they actually try to change the process over the course of a month, but they also bring them into the Zen dog place and have them interact with other dogs and each other in a controlled environment, and you discover how they improve from there. So I'm not going to tell you how that all works out, but just saying that is kind of the process they go through, and it is a little bit different than you'd find with most other dog training facilities or dog behavioral, control facilities. But so yeah, maybe check that out if you have got a dog that's a little bit troublesome. You might be able to pick up some tips, but as they state at the very beginning of the episode, do not try these things on your own without at least some professional help, especially if your dog is very aggressive and bitey. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all. So yeah, be very careful. Definitely get help when it comes to something like that. Anyway, let's see if we can do something without dogs this time. Not that I don't like them. 6-6. I really hope this... Yes, okay. I was worried that this wouldn't have... Since it took off the don't repeat numbers thing, I was worried that it would only take it from this point on. Yesterday. Because it picked a number that it had already picked, and because that setting was off. I don't know. You don't care. Doesn't matter. We're going to be watching number 66, which is another Lego-related thing, which I don't mind, and it's also Marvel. So here we go with Lego Marvel Avengers Mission Demolition? Yeah, Mission Demolition. This actually... I know when I glanced at the artwork for it, this is actually featuring a very little known character, unless you were around reading Captain America in the 1980s, right around give or take issue 300, you would not recognize the character of D-Man. And believe it or not, you may not realize this, but D-Man, or Demolition Man, appeared as a character, Dennis Dunphy. He appeared as a character very briefly in the Falcon Captain America movie that just came out in February and is on Disney Plus now. So Captain America, Brave New World. There is a D-Man, technically, even though he doesn't dress up as a hero, but he is a good guy in this movie. See if you can find Dennis Dunphy if you watch Captain America Brave New World, and he is featured in this Lego Marvel Avengers Operation Demolition on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.